dude right over here. That's crazy. He's right at 120 something. That's crazy.
Oh, I got him!
Yes!
Yeah, bro.
Fuck yeah!
Yeah, bro.
I see him.
I left a little sliver at the top. Nine deaths.
Those corners in the map don't have like.
Oh, baby!
Just finished the one.
All right, one on the roof still. Yeah!
I didn't even know we were down to just us and them.
Bless the Lord, oh my soul. All right, end of the song. Anyways, hey, where are you guys going? There we go, baby. Night, night. Oh my gosh.
Raiden just cut that corner. Oh my god, shit. Oh my god.
Sorry, Domi.
I am so sorry, everyone.
You're fine. I saved it.
Let's go! Yes! So Drew and the guy in front of him both have penalties. I'm gonna push boots the best I can. Let's go! Let's go! My wedding day, the birth of my son, an American finishing first at Le Mans. Yeah! Yes! Woo! Dallas, get the party room started. Woo! That's right, Snosberry. Defending American soil with American muscle. Hell yeah! Woo! Hey, yo! Hey, yo! What's going on, DWites? We're trying the earbuds tonight, which is already not sure I like because I have a harder time hearing myself. And I really don't want to send the monitor or the microphone out to the earbuds because there will be a little bit of a delay. So we are going to do the best that we can and just see how it works. Anyways, good evening, Dallas. Good evening, lurkers on both YouTube and on Twitch. Let's see if we can do some more daily race. D. Sirocco's been doing pretty well. I want to give it a test. See how it does. Turn one felt pretty good. Bus stop feels meh. Meh. It's a meh lap. I'm not sure I like it any better. We'll see. We'll give it a couple laps. Wah wah. Yeah, I'm not sure I love this car. Not sure I love it. Yeah, I'm not sure I love this car. Not sure I love it. I think we're going to stick with the NSX. I think that's going to fit us better. We gotta figure that turn out a little bit better. We're starting pretty far back.
Now, talk about business. Business is at hand, baby.
Business is at hand, baby. Thank you, Dallas. We'll see what we can do. We're not going to hold folks up. Quali, diesel. They get to us. We'll work with them. I'm hoping the camera looks a little bit cleaner in this view now. Something was bothering me with the way the camera looked when I downscaled it. So we'll see if I find any shorts tonight and I go to make a short out of the Twitch stream if it looks any better. That was a bad turn. You want to pass me that early? Go right ahead. Nope. Come on, Qual, you got it. Thank you, Dallas. What's going on, Gus? Somebody's on the inside. Alright, we're gonna have to switch back to the wired headset. My right earbud keeps cutting in and out. This is our first race of the night, Gus. It's going all right so far. I didn't slow down enough. Oh no, I tried a silly pass on the inside. And I should have held the brakes a little bit idle a little bit longer. That was all on me. But I think the whole field's right in front of us, so it's a tight field. I did a hell of a job not getting a penalty, though. Gonna be close. Yeah, I see that. All right, no penalty there. That's close to a pen. But it is not. It was close. That was a bad turn. Yeah, the racing's been really good here last night and tonight. I know this is not the most exciting combo. But the racing has definitely been fun. What in the hell type of move was that? All right. I mean, it was bold. Oh, yeah, racing in this, I mean, this is, I think, top split. Or close to it. With Vin Diesel and Quali up here, I believe it is. Another spot here. Another spot there. Nope, that's a penalty for John. There's his penalty. There it is. What's going on, Red? How are you doing over on YouTube? Messed that turn up just a little bit, messed it up just a touch. Not too bad, that's good to hear. Also, Twitch, report in what you're watching and what resolution. And if 1440 is working for you guys. My phone says 1440 is engaged with transcoding turned on. Fourth out of there, not third, but that's okay. Yeah, YouTube is running 1440 at like 3,000 or 30 megabits, which should be running at 1440 at like 7,500 or 7.5 megabits. Yeah, I'm multi-streaming. Every once in a while, Gus, I'll throw kick up, but not too often. And then I also source record the PlayStation audio and video in 4K. I'm not actually recording this race. I probably should have, but oh well. I'm Deacon Do everywhere, Gus, whether it's YouTube or Kick, Instagram, OnlyFans, ignore that. Yeah, I'm gonna have to switch back to the wired headphones. I don't like these earbuds as much for when I'm chatting with you guys. Yeah, but to record it in 4K, you have to record it as a WebM, and converting it out of Handbrake, it is not nearly as good a bit rate as ProRes in 4K. Like if I were to record, I'm running in gigabits per second, not megabits like stream. May not be my quality preference. Yeah, it's easier for me just to do it. I mean, my stream machine's a M3 Max MacBook Pro, so it's more than powerful enough to do a couple different, like I could technically, if I wanted to, record the entire stream in 2K, stream it in 2K on both Twitch and Kick, or excuse me, Twitch and YouTube. Source record both my camera and my PS5 separately, and still have plenty of headroom left over. And I got plenty of disk space. I've been in IT in all sorts of different fields for 27 years. My current discipline is information security and data analysis and data integrity and standards. But I've done everything from help desk to network engineer to server administrator to service manager to developer. I've done quite a bit in my 27 years. Wrench Wentz, what is going on? Wrench, yeah, Wrench Wench. All right, we're switching back to the wired headphones because I can't deal with not listening to that. So putting money aside from the PS5 Pro, so the PSVR 2 looks better. It does look a lot better. IT stands for Isotera, not in this context, Red. Yeah, we're switching back to the wired headset. I cannot hear myself talk. The noise cancellation built in to the earbuds makes it difficult for me to hear myself. What do we get? +7? I'll take that. Trips everyone up that name. Yeah, it does sometimes. Honestly, Wench, the worst part is I just couldn't hear myself. Now, see, I can hear myself. Give me 1 second, chat. I got to stand up and change something on OBS. Alrighty, there we go. And let's see if alerts. Good. Yeah, I'll definitely take that. That was +7. That's a big chunk of DR. Got a little bit of help with some craziness back behind us. Some consistent driving. We made one really big mistake, but thankfully we did not get any penalties. We were able to keep it on the track. I don't even know how I did that. Yeah, but the worst part, Wrench, was the fact that I just couldn't hear myself with those earbuds. I like them, but I can't hear myself talk. No, the bus stop. The bus stop was the biggest mistake I had. Menu. We have time. We got a couple minutes. Let's see if we can look. I can't remember which lap it was, but we barely kept that thing from getting a penalty. Was it here? Yeah, right there. Yeah. So I broke with the inside angle here. I needed to have broken. Either a little I needed to have braked a little earlier or a little bit more stronger. And I just barely held on to this thing. I mean, I look at this, barely keeping it out of the penalties. Yeah, that was... Yeah, I did not hold the brakes enough there. And there was a spot here. Yeah, he was a little bit, but I mean, to his credit, I mean, nah, he's fine. I'll go back later and look at the spot. There was a good clip in there too I want to get later. Where I sort of weaved through some traffic, but yeah. 12th to 5th in... If quali was in there, that was probably either first or second split. Yeah, Wrench, they are. They are very speedy. Diesel was in there. I forgot about Diesel, of course, Blue Turd. I remember when he and I were the same DR many, many, many moons ago. Oh. Yep, East Coast. East Coast, Beast Coast. What I like about this race this week is, I know it's not everybody's cup of tea, but the racing has been really close. I mean, we had, what, 11, 12 people within a couple seconds of each other for a good chunk of that race until about, what, midway through, and then things started getting a little crazy. No, not MJ23, no. MJ is the co-founder of the World Racing Community. He's a Brit. He's about my son's age, actually. He's in his mid-20s. Good guy, and he wanted to start a racing community that was really geared more towards, it didn't matter what your skill level was, it didn't matter what your skill knowledge was. It was a place for you to be able to race. We have every Friday that is our main series, and in that main series we have 2 championships. We have our GT1 and our GT2 championships. So we split the field into, or we split the community into GT1, which are the faster guys, and GT2, the guys that are learning. And there's several guys. If you watched the Le Mans stream last weekend, there's a few guys in particular that were on that stream in my Le Mans lobbies that, you know, go back 6 months to a year, and I was curb stomping them. And they have grown a lot as racers. And so they are UK based. We do have a US contingent of sorts. One of them is one of the guys that has improved dramatically. And so I don't race so much with them because of work, but I am the driving standards lead. So kind of make sure everybody behaves in races, look at tickets, use tickets to educate people. Every once in a while I have to bring the hammer down when somebody is a jerk. I'll leave it at that. All right, got Blue Turd in here. We're starting 12th again. Wally. Well, that's. Did I say best coast? I thought I said beast coast. It's supposed to be East Coast, Beast Coast, West Coast, best coast. I may have said best coast, but I meant to say beast coast. Or maybe I didn't speak clearly. Or maybe you need to clean your ears out. Or maybe a combination of all three. You're on YouTube, so you can rewind the tape. But yes, okay, no, I can't read. So, okay, so Wrench, I can't read, I can't talk, and I can't drive, and I definitely can't do all three at the same time. So I definitely proved right there I couldn't read because you just said, wouldn't that make West Coast best coast? Yes, that would. I'm gonna keep the brake balance even. Good luck, have fun, don't die, yep. What's the old saying? Luck is when preparation meets opportunity. Do die, Gus. If I wreck, it's your fault, and I'm putting the bad juju on you. I'm gonna have Dallas time you out. If I wreck. Not that I would wreck on purpose just so that somebody would have to get timed out, ever. Oh, see, I'm blaming you on that P1 penalty. We're not gonna hold up 51 driver.
Don't degrade the champion at any time.
That's right, don't degrade the champion at any time. Easy, Quali.
So box.
No, Gus, I'm not boxing. Be quiet. Please don't. Yeah, I mean, it's competitive racing. That's all I can really ask for, right? This worries me right here. Okay, I thought maybe he had damage and was going to slow me up. I guess maybe he did not get damage from the wall. Messed that up there. Well, yeah, a little bit. You could not emulate Digit right after the bus stop, but yeah, I can't emulate Digit just about anywhere. Oh, I don't know if Snowman pushed him wide or if he went wide on his own, but looks like he did not get a penalty, so he may have been pushed wide. But yeah, you can see smoke even further ahead. They're starting to get impatient. And I did not read the rest of your message, Gus, just because I don't have the talent to read and drive at the same time. I did see you say something about the G70s being faster on the straights. I'll read the rest of it after the race. Actually, I just saw it now. Okay, yeah, you're right. Honda is a lot faster in the turns. Oh. All right, we got to get closer. At least one freebie. Don't know if I'm going to get close enough to backdoor or not. Going to be close. Nah, he gave me room. I gave him room. And that's Plaka in front of us. At least that's what the rumor is. Thank you. I'm giving it all she's got, Captain. Oh yeah, they are really fast on the straights. Now the problem with the Genesis becomes apparent. They're hard to pass and all over you before the bus stop. Yeah, I mean, no, quality had 2 seconds penalty, so there's a free spot. Yeah, oh yeah, especially with the slipstream. What's going on, Hutch? How are you doing today? I may have gained DR there. We'll see. I'm like right on the cusp with all the A pluses in here. It's gonna be close. I think I'm gonna lose a little bit. Nope, I gained a little bit. All right, chat, I need to step away. I'm hoping this runs the first time where I don't have to hit the play button, but I will be back in a couple of minutes. Let me say GG's to... All right, I'll be back in a couple of minutes. What happened to quality? He was P1. I don't know. I'll look at it a little bit later, Gus. All right, I mean, Hutch, I need to get up and stretch. So watch this awesome compilation video. Don't forget, average gamer, below average streamer, but number one in your hearts. Let's see if it loads. It does not, so I have to go over here. There we go. See? No, it's something with OBS. I have to figure it out. Anyways, I'll be back in a few, guys.
There's a dude right over here. That's crazy. He's right at 120 something. That's crazy.
Oh, I got him!
Yes!
Yeah, bro.
Fuck yeah!
Yeah, bro.
I see him.
I left a little sliver at the top. 9 deaths.
Those corners in the map don't have like.
Oh, baby!
Just finished the one.
All right, one on the roof still.
Yeah!
I didn't even know we were down to just us and them.
Bless the Lord, oh my soul. All right, end of the song. Anyways, hey, where are you guys going? There we go, baby. Night, night. Oh my gosh.
Raiden just cut that corner. Oh my god, shit. Oh my god, sorry, Dobie. I am so sorry, everyone. You're fine. I saved it.
Let's go! Yes!
So Drew and the guy in front of him both have penalties. I'm gonna push Boots the best I can. Let's go. Let's go. My wedding day, the birth of my son, an American finishing first at Le Mans. Dallas, get the party room started. Woo! That's right, Snosberry. Defending American soil with American muscle. Hell yeah! Woo! I'm not sure. Gus, oh, you had a display with rave music going on in the background, but it was a nice visual touch. I'm not sure. It's rave music. On my clips. I don't know. I don't know. I'm sorry, Gus. I don't know. Oh. No, so it looks like Wally got bumped off. He was talking in the post race. Yeah, it does. Yeah, it does. He's a hell of a racer, so it kind of sucks that happened, but he did first to last. Did he go? He didn't go all the way to last, did he? I'll have to go back and watch. He had never. Yeah, no, you're good. See, again, rewind to what, an hour ago when I said I couldn't, or a half hour ago I said I couldn't read. Yeah, you said he did a last to first. You're right. I read it as first to last. You're good. You're good, Hutch. Thank you for keeping me honest. There it goes. I was gonna be like, I know I queued up. We're getting closer to monetization on the YouTubes. Thank you, Hutch. Welcome back, Gus. If the fan ends up 500 to get initial monetization, 1,000 to have ads. So I'm at like 250-ish. So there's 2 levels of monetization on YouTube. What I was saying, if you guys end up hearing the fan in the background, let me know. I'll move it a little bit. Oh yeah, it would help if I said Did I miss anybody? No. Okay. Yeah, they have 2 levels of monetization now, so you can start doing memberships and stuff at 500 subscribers and 3,000 watch hours. And then at 1,000, you start getting ad revenue. I'm nowhere near either, but I'm about halfway. I think I'm at like 248 followers. The watch hours I shouldn't have a problem with. You know, I think on Twitch we're at this point a good chunk over 1,000 followers on Twitch, so that helps. I don't care if you're watching on YouTube or on Twitch. I appreciate you guys hanging out. Watching an old grandpa like me race. Yes, I'm a grandpa. I know I'm stunning looking and still act like I'm a teenager, but hey, guess what? that was the wrong brake zone for turn one. For T1. T1. What am I doing? I'm talking and not paying attention. All right. I love you, chat, but I have to ignore you. As I get a penalty, let me just get out of the way. Yeah, I knew I was going to get a penalty for that. All right, I got to lock in now. $47. I'll be 47 in a couple weeks. My stepdaughter's 30, and she has a 2-year-old. All right. We can climb back into this. With all this sim racing? Yeah, that's what it is. Good thing I did not go low like I normally try to. I need to burn more calories. I'm about 45 pounds above my fighting weight. And about 65 pounds above where I would really like to be. I'm 285 right now, which is not the heaviest I've ever been. $240 is my quote-unquote fighting weight. And $220 is where I would really like to be at this age. You made a left turn on a straight. That's not the usual path. Yeah, I'm not sure. The bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see how it plays out. Nope, I'm right here. Holy dive bomb, dude. Woo, he almost took me out. He backed out at the last second. That was close.
Now, talk about business. Business is at hand, baby.
That's right, Gus. Okay. There was some bad blood there for something. That was close. I'm gonna lose a bunch of time on the guy behind me, but idiot. I know. Oh, I know. I know it was him. I gave him plenty of room. But we'll watch the replay. Yeah, they are taking chunks out of each other. Wrench. Well, not even that, but learn to fight another day. Now, I know he's probably not thrilled that I squoze him going up the hill, but I was not. It wasn't until the last second that I not realized I was not clear of him. Did that make sense? The last second is when I realized I was not clear of him, but yeah, that should have been an 8th place finish. Heck. Yeah, 8th place finish. But it is what it is. We're gonna watch the replay on that. Squoze. I make up all sorts of words. What is my favorite that my wife likes to tease me about all the time? I forgot. I make up words all the time. All right, let's take a look at this because I want to see what happened here. Is it snickering? Snickering, I think, is a word that I used one day, and she went, "What? That's not a word." Snickering. It may have been something else along those lines. So right here, I didn't realize. I mean, that wasn't even that bad either. Oh, yeah, he's got plenty of room. Holy cow, he has plenty of room. All right, I hit my brakes here. He hits his brake about 250. That's fine. That's definitely... Oh, shoot. I mean, he gives me space here, kind of. But he's got plenty of room still. If he straightens out here, he's okay. He's still turning left, or excuse me, right. All right, now he's turning too far right. He's still turning right. He goes to brake again, and by then it's too late. Yeah, he's way too right, because you can take that curb. You can get both wheels up on the yellow there, yellow and red there. Which is exactly what I was figuring he was doing. So, yeah. I mean, it happens. He went for it. It didn't work out. And if he gets upset about it, I've got the replay. I ended up losing 4 spots. I go too wide there, Wrench, because a lot of times, you can make it if you know the race. I disagree, Hutch. He was too far to the right. He was still turning right. He had plenty of space to give us both room there. I don't know if he went into... He did brake a little bit later than usual. He broke about 250, which isn't too bad if you're time trialing. But yeah, I think it was he went for a gap, and it was, you know, aggressive, and it just didn't work out. But yeah, if I was in his position, I probably still would have gone for it, Wrench, but I would have slowed down a little bit more and taken more of that curb. But that's just knowing that turn. So, I'm not saying like he did it maliciously or anything like that. I'm thinking if he, again, I'm not like saying, oh, he's a bad driver or anything like that. I think if you're gonna go too wide there, you need to use more of that curb on the left. He was still really kind of pointing to the right, really late into that turn, in my opinion. But it is what it is. It's not, you know, it's, you know, could I have, I mean, I did brake a little early. I just must not have hit the brakes enough, I guess. I don't know. I don't think it's a fault thing. You know, there can definitely be a situation where one racer gets into another, and you know, you don't need to sit there. Well, you did this. It's your fault. I mean, accidents happen. You're driving fast. And I don't know enough about Max Verstappen and his driving style to say that's what the other guy did. I'm not gonna, you know, I'm not gonna crap all over the guy. I think, like I said, I think going too wide there is brave. It is doable. But you also need to trust the people you're racing around And I just don't know that person that well. And I think he is probably a little too far to the right and still turning right. And I think that has to do with the overdriving like I just did. And that's just my 2 cents. You know, I could very easily, you know, if somebody wants to make the argument, I should have backed out more. I'm not going to sit there and argue it. I definitely could have backed out more. I don't need to, but I definitely could have. Would I in the future? No. Would I in the future with him? Probably not. In fact, I'll probably drive him more aggressively now. So, I'm not even paying attention. So, it is what it is. You know, it's, you know, pretend racing. So I'm not going to get all worked up. Racer Dog's in here. What's going on, Racer Dog? Where is Racer Dog? Right there. Have anybody else in here? I don't know what Kev's issue was last race. That was, oh, I forgot to actually check that. That's going to be a clip later. A lot of A+ in here. Lots of A+. I could finish 10th, and if the A+, if it falls right, I could still gain DR. I am positive for the night, so that's good. I legit forgot my buttons for a second. Racer Dog and I had a couple of good races last night. Yeah, we're up like 496 DR tonight. I'll take it. Well, I'm so happy it's going to be a little bit cooler tomorrow night, or tomorrow. We are supposed to hit 100 later this week. But thankfully it won't be as humid, so like the heat index is only going to be around 105. Guy in front of Racer Dog, we had a couple brushes with last night. Nothing like horrendous, just a couple of elbows out moments. Dang it! All right. I don't think we can do much with it, but we're going to do the best we can. And that was just a bad situation. I thought I got around it, and I would have, and then he came back, and not that he meant to. He hit that wall, and that wall tends to send you back across the track, and I just got caught up. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and, you know, piss and moan about it. It is what it is. we'll just use this for practice as much as we can. If we can catch up to Racer Dog now that our damage is fixed, we'll try to bump draft him and see if we can get close at all, but nah, nothing we could have done. I got lucky missing the first bit. And maybe if I'd hit the, maybe if I wasn't so hesitant on the gas, you know, maybe if I had just said the hell with it, and once I got around Racer Dog, I wasn't so hesitant to smash the throttle, but I was a little sideways, so I didn't trust it. You know what I mean? I'm glad you're learning stuff, Gus. And that's one of the reasons I like racing C usually. There, you can be a little bit more patient. Because of course it's a longer race. But up higher lobbies can definitely be cesspools. Wasn't the first one, it was the second one. I'm gonna have to lay down some practice laps, see if I can improve on my time, so I can start higher up at the lobbies. Maybe, I don't know if that's gonna help a ton, but it'll help. Can't hurt, right? Yeah, but you're also, what, a second faster than me, Hutch, here? I think your time's a second and change faster than me. So... Yeah. You're right, Hutch. And then people think they can do that stuff in a race, and you know, that's one of the things we teach in WRC, you know, about racecraft and racing side by side and stuff like that, because you can throw down a quick lap time, but it doesn't mean you have good racecraft, right? You know, I'm pretty slow. But I usually tend to stay pretty consistent, and I am fast for my DR, meaning like when we go into Nations and Manu Cup and I'm racing people around my DR. Yeah, racecraft is very important. We have one guy in WRC wicked fast. So, and it's not his racecraft because he's got decent racecraft. The problem is his connection. And so he ends up, you know, tearing up people's races unintentionally. Dang it. I'd prefer a real slip. I'll look at the rest of your comment in a second. Yeah, good driver, yeah. I prefer a real slip because I prefer the dirty air. messed up the turn. Oh, come on. Yeah, he wanted a little love tap. Frustrating. But it is what it is. Could have been a lot worse. Where's my water? Right here. Right here somewhere. Right there. Oh, he left. Whatever. I wasn't telling him it was all right, but that's okay. What's going on, WRX? How are you doing tonight, my friend? All right, we're going to go get more water. We're also going to get rid of some water. I will be back in just a few minutes once I find my buttons. Doing pretty good, WRX. We'll be right back. We're going to grab some more water. I'll be right back. Yep, good luck, Gus. All right, I appreciate the lurk, my friend. All right, Hutch. Thank you for stopping in. And as always, Hutch, I love your body, Larry. Totally understand, Gus. Was I not close enough to the mic? I love your body, Larry. You sick, twisted freak. Take care, Hutch. Oh. Who do we got in here? Our racer dog just went and no, we might have a couple people in between. All right, let's see what we can do. We need another good 12th to 5th. We had a couple really good races to start the stream, and then we've had a couple meh since then. That last one could have been good, but we just got caught up in an incident. Lap 1 is what it is. I think we have a Genesis behind us. Yeah, rookie. I did like seeing the vet win a race earlier tonight. Hey, what's going on, Rivers? First couple races were really good. And then since then, it's been good racing, just some tough results. Last race, we just got caught up in an incident. Lap 1, that really wasn't anybody's fault. It just is what it is. It happened. So, how are you doing, my friend? How's work? Dang it. That's a penalty. There you go. There you go. They worked your rear end off last night. Good. You need it. What in the world? There was plenty of room there. 15 hours into the 20-hour book, The Fellowship of the Wow, yeah. It is a good book. My son loved reading those when he was in middle and high school. Actually, elementary school. I appreciate WRX. We're pretty much lurking on the racetrack after living up to his name. Rookie wiped me out at the bus stop. That is wild. That is wild, Rivers. I'd give them an extra sub fee on top of premium for the, but I'm not paying wow, yeah, $13 for 10 more hours, yeah. Oh, there you go. There you go. Been amazing listening to the book at work, yeah. Didn't know you'd like it so much. Well, a lot of that also has to do with whoever's reading it and the inflections and all that stuff. I mean, there's a lot they can do to... No, you're fine. I'm so far behind because of that incident on lap 2. And I should have known he was going to do something like that because I watched him getting into quali for this front straightaway, the straightaway before the bus stop. I just, right here at the turn, I saw him get into quali. I should have known better. I should have just let him off. You know, I should have just pushed quali, backed out, and lived to fight another day. But I did not. I took a chance, and it bit me. So right now, I'm just putting laps in to see if I can't. I'm not catching up to the pack with the way the slip is on. Not happening. Gotta stay off the curb there. Well, I had cut off almost half that time that previous lap. That's a shame. I had shaved off, what, 2.5 seconds or so? And had my best lap of the race by far. Yeah, it's a shame. That's a shame. I mean, that 57-1 was nice to have, but unfortunately it didn't mean much.
Have control
Not sure I'm in love with this. Very understeery. Yeah, it's gonna be too understeery for me. Yeah, I don't love that. Let me try the G70 real quick. You know, I don't even know if I want to. Let me try it real quick. Welcome back, Red. We're trying the Genesis just for giggles. Not sure how much I loved it. We'll give it a shot this race, but I'm not sure how much I love this car. I mean, we did put down a pretty good lap for our first lap in comparison to our qualifying time. I need to take that turn wider in this car because it really likes to brake early there. All right, we'll give it a shot. We'll see what happens. Do I follow any racing series? Not like I watch racing. I don't follow like any one particular series. You know, if there's racing on and I've got nothing else I want to watch or do, then I'll watch racing for sure. Like I watched the 24 Hours of Le Mans. I watched it, the Rolex 24. I'll probably watch some of NERB this weekend. You know, I don't live that far from Virginia International Raceway. I live almost a stone's throw from Richmond International. So, you know, I just like racing. So I used to watch NASCAR religiously, but now I just, you know, whatever I feel like watching. Sometimes it's F1, sometimes it's Indy. Oh. That's, that was good. Ah, shoot. Oh, well. That water tasted so good. Lime Rock, Northwest Connecticut. I think we've had this conversation. That's Lime Rock, right? Yeah. I grew up like an hour from there, maybe 45 minutes. Yeah. I haven't been there in years. Yeah, I grew up in Winstead. I remember when it's Six Flags now, but when Riverside Park had its own raceway. Live in Mass? Okay. Been allowed in a time or two. Watkins Glen, of course, I've been to. But yep. I remember when Riverside Park in Agawam, Mass. used to have a racetrack. I think when I went to Pocono, Watkins, and Loudon, they were all still Winston Cup. Give me 1 second, Red. I can barely read, I can barely speak, and I can barely drive. Pocono and Tim Richmond kept winning. Nice. Okay. Really on the gas. I have to take that turn wider in this car too. I have my moments, Red. I have my moments. There's times where I push too much and make a mistake and all hell breaks loose. I do tend to leave the door open a lot as well, though, Red. I have to get better at defensive driving. Little loose there, but we got it done. big thank you to Qualify. Hold on 1 second, Red. Yes, I do find there's a lot of things I've learned from him through those. With anybody who's going to do a 1-lap review with somebody, though, of course, you don't get all of their best stuff, right? But he does a really good job of looking at what's in front of him, you know, and some of it maybe I do better on another lap. And he just doesn't see it. But for example, the width of the car with the digital tachometer, I never knew that until my very first go fast lap with him, and that's where I learned it. And I was like, holy crap. I don't even know how far behind I am on those in terms of how many he owes me, quote unquote. But yeah, I've learned quite a bit from him. Probably gonna lose DR here, but yeah, more than quali. And then where is? Now here he left. But yeah, I do find them very useful. I'm also in. Digit is doing a creator workshop. So he's picked, I think there's 10 creators. We signed up through his Discord. He had a form on his Discord. And I signed up through there. And so this week, for example, we all got on track for an hour and change. And Digit kind of watched each of us for a couple laps and helped us, you know, with a couple things. The biggest thing he gave me, and I still need to practice it more, is the next to last left-hander where you brake at the 100-meter board. Just I was taking that really poorly. That's one of the big things he caught in my, you know, when he watched me for a couple laps. So Digit and Cyrus, both of them, I find they have given me a ton of advice. I teasingly call them my coaches all the time, you know, because they kind of are. You know, they've taught me so much. Yeah, so we've lost a little bit of DR tonight. I think we've probably lost 300 or 400. Actually, we may have lost more than that because we had one really bad race. Yeah, we're down 600 tonight. That's all right. We'll get it back. We shall get it back. Yeah, both those guys are very fast, and they're both very good teachers. I think I truly believe that he doesn't have the time, but I truly believe Cy could probably coach as a side gig. I really do. That's just my 2 cents. I think he would be a really good one-on-one coach. But sometimes, you know, and it's not because he's fast. It's how he coaches without even trying to coach. So, yeah. All right, chat. We are going to call it a night. We are on Twitch. Going to raid over to, I think, WRX. Let me just make sure he is streaming. He is. And he is just getting started. So we're going to raid over to WRX on Twitch. On YouTube, we're just going to call it a night. So give me 1 second. All right, let's type this over here. /raid WRX 391. Alrighty, chat, we're going to call it a night. I need a shower before bed. I'm sweating. That's even with a fan blowing on me. Anyways, I appreciate everybody hanging out. Rivers, Red, WRX, Wrench Wench. I'm sure there's a whole bunch of Hutch, Gus. I'm sure there's more that I'm missing, but we are going to raid on over to WRX. And so I will talk to you all very, very soon. And until next time, you all take care of yourselves and each other and have a great rest of your night. Good night. Good chatting with you as well, Red. Y'all have a good night. I love your body, Larry. Good night, chat.